What's up YouTube? This is Rodney with Garricore EDC, and what I have for you today in front of you is a Twosun and a SOG. The Twosun is the ts241 by collaboration with Twosun and Jan Xanadu. It is a carbon fiber ball detent lock that is sort of like a slip joint. There is no liner lock. It's made of carbon fiber and the blade is S90V. It's sort of a roll thumb. I am going to modify and get rid of a little bit of that sharp edge. It does feel a little peculiar in opening. You got to get your finger just right to open it up. It's a nice clip point blade, small in hand. It is S90V. There's the Jan Xanadu mark. I'm also going to possibly take this apart and modify the counterbore depths on these screws if I can, to get the screws below flush, which I'm really surprised that was not done. It might not be done because there's not enough room below the screw heads to accommodate that, but I am thinking about doing it. And I think it would really make this knife more aesthetically pleasing if everything was flush and countersunk below or right at the surface level of the carbon fiber. The carbon fiber is contoured and it gives this a nice wood grain type pattern. This is not really a review, this is just a quick show and tell on my lunch break. You can see that there is no liner on this and you just push it and it closes. Blade centering is great, nice somewhat flow through design. Very small and lightweight. I believe this knife is less than 2 ounces. It is a small knife though. This is the SOG Terminus XR, done in the red G10 and D2. It's got the sort of funky, nice deep carry pocket clip, but you know, it's really billboarding SOG, which is fine. When I got this, it was to be desired for sure. It would constantly fail. As you can see, I'm doing the flipper there and I'm hitting it pretty good. You know, you really have to flick it open, and the drop shut action has gotten better. I took it apart. It would not even drop shut at all. You could literally close the blade and it would not move. I took Big Red's EDC's Vice. I talked to him about it and asked his input and his thought because he had just reviewed one. And I took it apart. This thing was so full of almost, I'm not sure of the grease, but the consistency of petroleum jelly. And I'm believing it was just gummed up in there. You know, everything was clean. There wasn't no grit or grime or, you know, particles. It was just real sticky with the grease, and it was causing the action to be very sluggish. And as you can see, it is better, but it gets to right there and stops pretty much, you know, depending on how hard I'm pulling back pretty hard on that XR lock. And what it is, this knife was a breeze and super easy to take apart and put back together. Very nice concept. The spring's a little tiny, but I think it should hold up. But there's a track that there's a pin in here. There's a track in the blade that it follows, and I believe it's just a little tight in that area. And if I were to clean that out, it would make the falling action much better. And that's something I'm gonna be working on. But you can see it's got the Sharper Future knife rights there. This was a knife I got through the Knife Rights organization. Made a small donation and got some entries into a contest and a free SOG XR Terminus XR knife. I will be doing a breakdown and take apart and showing you how I'm going to mod this and put it back together here soon. I would recommend this knife. It's a good knife. It's well built. I've never been much of a SOG person. I've had a few. But it's never been my thing. But this might change it, and I really like the one that's done in carbon fiber and S35VN. So anyway, that's what I have for you today. Just a real quick one. the Twosun ts241 Yon Xanadu and the SOG Terminus XR with the knife rights etch work. So thank you so much for your watching. Y'all have a blessed day. This is Rodney with GearCore EDC. Stay safe and remember, keep that edge right. Bye now.